within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no. Stuffing things in Griffin Basso. Despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants, so Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
To me, like, he could have stayed in the game, but that was me being the voice of reason to get him out of there and make sure everything is fine.
That was from the courtesy of the Baltimore Sun. That was Orioles manager Craig Albernez after their walk-off win in spring training yesterday. Raise the roof, hell yeah. It was very funny that who was the kid that got the winning hit?
Jordan something, right? Or
Sanchez? Yeah, Sanchez. He had no idea that the game was over.
Right. He was like,
he's like standing at first base like, all right, we keep going. And
he's
had
a
to
really good situational player. I don't think he realized
that's the kind
he was
of guy,
the
that's
bottom of the
Yeah, correct.
That's the kind of guy I want. Ice in his veins, you know.
Right.
He doesn't know. He's
the
getting
moment
based-
doesn't get
Probably
to
why
him.
he got the hit.
Yeah, right? Because he had no idea.
Yeah.
He had no clue.
Yeah, he's ready to keep playing, but he just wants to play baseball.
I did.
That's the next game.
I really enjoyed that. I genuinely enjoyed them having to inform him, no, the game is over. We can go now. But yes, that was Craig Albernez as an injury scare, of course, for Samuel Basallo, but all is good. He says he should be good to go this weekend at some point, and apparently not in the game today, but as they're warming up, he's catching guys that are throwing this morning, according to a couple of reporters that are down
was a
there.
scare.
Yeah, it was definitely a scare. I mean, it looked
You make a face like that. I mean, it's
right.
like-
It looked bad. And Stan, as you told us before the show started, by the way, Stan the Fan is here. You know him.
Hey.
He's Stan the Fan from the Stan the
old
Fan
guy.
Variety
The old
Hour. Stan said, I was worried about a rib. That's exactly what I thought. Exactly the thought
Because I
that
didn't
had.
see any contact
Nope.
between him and the base runner.
Yep.
But he landed kind of funny on his. So it probably took his breath away
Yep.
and was quite sore at the moment.
But
Yeah.
the word is all's good,
Yeah.
and so crisis averted, and we back to usual. Where are you on the third catcher conversation, by the way?
I'm not real big on it.
Okay.
You know, I don't. Don't they bring along a caddy catcher anyway?
But you can't put that guy in a game.
I understand, not a game
Right.
that day,
Yes.
but you could
If-
have
in
him the
a-
next,
day.
Yeah.
Correct. You could have that.
As
The
long
only
as I know, seriously, as long as I know that Blaze Alexander or Jeremiah Jackson or Dylan Beavers could go back there for an inning or something like
It's
that.
so crazy you say that. I was wondering when somebody was going to write the story. Like, I've been actually asking a couple of beat writers if somebody is trying to figure out. One of my obsessions when I was on the Ravens beat was figuring out who the backup kicker was.
Right.
If the kicker goes down, and the answer was always Sam Cooke, right?
Right.
Like if
Now
whether it was
it's Tyler Loop.
it's the backup kicker. that's rough. That is rough. But I was also obsessed with who's the backup long snapper.
Right.
And when I was on the beat, do you know who the backup long snapper was? It's a wild one. It's a wild one.
When you were on the beat.
When I was on the beat, so this
Todd
is going
Heap.
back. That's a good guess.
Todd Kinchin?
I don't think Kinchin was on the team.
Wasn't
at
it
that
Todd?
point,
Did
no.
Kinchin play for the Ravens?
Briefly, Kinchin was a Raven.
The other
yeah.
day, I'm driving to the press conference of the. No, wait a minute. Where was I
Not
driving?
Todd Kinchin. Brian Kinchin.
Haloti.
Brian
Kinchin.
Kinchin.
Yes,
That's what
correct.
it was.
Brian-
But Todd was his brother.
Yes.
And
Brian
he was with somebody else.
Brian. I'll
He
look.
played in
yeah.
the NFL.
Brian was on the original team.
Kelly
he
Gray.
was on
moved
the,
from
yes,
Cleveland.
correct.
Right, Brian.
But no, I was not on the beat. I was.
So who
I
was
was 15
the-
years
Edwin.
old. Willis McGahee.
What?
Was the
Was the
backup,
backup?
long snapper and was really good. Like, this is back when
Who was the long snapper?
when you were still allowed to talk about things that you saw in practice. Like
who
when
was
you were still
who was the snapper then? Was it Matt Catula?
Catula, and then Morgan came in.
Morgan came in after Catula.
Yes.
Who was before Catula?
Joe Maisi, I believe,
think
was
These
the
are
guy
long
before Matt
snappers?
Catula. Yeah.
Because didn't our friend Miles Goodman have? Didn't
Catula-
he
yeah,
have
Catula-
two? Didn't he have two before he got hooked up with a Lodi?
Yeah, he had Catula.
He
for
had
sure.
Catula,
Yeah.
but before Catula, I thought he had another guy.
Did he? You
yeah,
might. You
and
might
I
be
thought
right
he was a
about that.
long snapper, but I don't
Yeah.
think
I know he was with
Maisi.
Edwin and.
Who?
Ed-
No,
Miles
he was friendly.
Edwin.
You're right.
Oh,
It was
yeah, it was
Mulatalo,
he definitely had
but he
Mulatalo,
wasn't a
yeah.
center. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I was obsessed with those. Like, I was obsessed with who's the fourth quarter. If all of your quarterbacks get hurt,
Right.
who are you putting under center? And now, if you try to do those
I don't
stories,
think it matters that much if you go through all three
it
quarterbacks.
you're right, it doesn't. It was more out of mere, like,
Yeah.
if two quarterbacks got hurt in the game, I wanted to be the guy that could go on
Right.
Twitter and say,
Right.
well, if who would it have been Troy Smith gets hurt,
Right.
then the Ravens are going to have to turn to, like, for example, Anquan Bolden had played quarterback in high school.
Right.
And so Anquan Bolden would have been
Would
the
have been like the fourth
emergency
quarterback.
quarterback in a circumstance, right? I was obsessed with those types of weirdo things. Like, I just wanted to know about that. So I really would like one of the beat writers to let us know who is, if they only go with the two catchers. The scenario is, if you lose one catcher, if Adley's the catcher, Basallo's the DH, Adley gets hurt, you just move Basallo over, you give up your DH, which stinks. You don't want to do that, but the games don't go 15 innings anymore. That spot's only going to come up so many times, so you're presuming that you can get through it, which is why you're not panicked about the idea of carrying a third
Right.
catcher and potentially wasting a roster spot for that very unlikely circumstance. Not say very unlikely. Your catcher's going to get hurt at some point. That will occur. But I am interested in who's the guy that did catch at some point, that if they wanted to, in a situation where it happens late in the game and they've already burned like
Right.
three
Dean
of-
Kramer.
three of their bench players, and they want to avoid having to pull lose
Chris
the DH.
Bassett. Chris Bassett's the answer, obviously.
You think Chris Bassett was a catcher
He would do
at some
anything.
point?
He would do anything.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
how everybody has described him, as a
Yeah.
guy that's willing to do anything.
Or Alonzo.
Like,
I bet Alonzo would do it too.
you know, it's funny you say that. You think there's no chance that Alonzo caught at some point in his life? Like, I could 100% see Pete Alonso having caught somewhere at some point in his life, given his size, given the way that he sort of sees the game.
Yeah.
I could see him having been a catcher at some point. That is a weirdo thing that I'm interested in that nobody else seems to care about whatsoever. Stan is here. Coming up later on in the program, Kenny Albert is going to join us. Of course, it's been a very busy month for Kenny Albert as he was on the call for the men's and women's Olympic ice hockey tournaments. So we're going to talk to him about that
We can
experience.
ask him about Cash Patel. I wonder if he was chugging beers with Cash Patel.
I don't think
after.
Kenny was necessarily chugging beers with Cash Patel. And then also a friend. This one's a big one for me. Sometimes we have guests on. They're selfish. They're self-serving. I effing love the television program Shoresy on Hulu. It is hilarious.
What show?
Shoresy.
You don't know Shoresy Stan?
Yeah.
Come
It's
on,
a
I thought you were-
spin-off of another show called
Your name
Letter
is Stan. I
Kenny.
thought you were the Shoresy
It's a
Stan.
spin-off on what?
Letter Kenny.
Letter.
They're Canadian comedies.
Okay.
And they are effing hilarious. They are perfection. And so Jordan Nolan, who was a longtime hockey player, actually won three Stanley Cups, is now on Shoresy. He's going to join us a little bit later on as well. So kind of a hockey theme.
What
for
does
today's
Shoresy
program.
stand for? Is
It
that
doesn't
the name
stand
of the
for anything.
player?
It's the name of the player. That's correct. That's exactly
How about
what it is.
the show with what's his name? The black comedian that was in the bad Tracy Morgan.
Oh, the Reggie Dinkins show.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah, bad, not good.
I just don't think he's a lead actor in a sitcom.
Right.
Like
That's why they got Radcliffe in there to help him
Yeah.
out. Help balance
I
the load.
like the concept
haven't
is
watched it yet,
basically the
so-
same as what 30 Rock was, what was it, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. The idea is
Right.
just like make the jokes come so quickly that you didn't even process the last one before
Right.
the next one comes.
Right.
Josh and I talk about it all the time because he was on Kimmy Schmidt.
Right.
And that's what I love. I thought Kimmy Schmidt was a perfect Girls 5 Eva is another one that has that same concept, some of the same people involved. I'm not saying I'll never look at it again,
Yeah.
but I looked
Needs
at
some
it.
quick evolution.
I don't see a whole lot there. I just don't see a whole lot there.
Have some hope.
I also
You don't
looked
think
at
Harry
the,
Potter can save that
I
show?
don't think so. I also looked at the reboot of Scrubs.
How was it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like, it was pleasant. You were like, I remember all of
That's good,
this.
yeah.
And then you're like, I'm not really sure there's anything here. I really think this is just sort of like a tribute band more than anything else, which is kind of a bummer. But
Well, they
Where's the real
parlayed.
guys?
They parlayed their phone ads.
oh
What
my
company
God,
were
man.
they
yeah,
doing?
T-Mobile, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
My
think they
Lord.
parlayed their people. Love them.
They were very
Very
popular.
popular,
They
yeah.
were the hit of the Super Bowl that
Yeah.
one year. I
Yeah.
mean, good for them. I think and apparently was it Zach Braff and Donald Faison, I believe is
Yeah,
his name.
Faison. Right.
I believe those guys are like legitimately best friends.
Best buds. Yeah.
Like that, everything about that is completely. They met.
You
when
know,
they,
you know who Zach Braff dated for a long time. The
Oh.
actress, is it Catherine Pugh?
or Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
No, he
Pugh.
didn't. There's no way.
Yeah, they definitely.
I would
They
think
were
that'd be a
very
pretty.
serious.
Zach Braff's got to be into his
know.
50s,
Yeah,
right?
he's probably 46, 47. This is about 4 or 5 years ago, and
Okay.
she was probably 22, and he
20-something,
was probably
yeah.
36.
Son of a gun, he was. Yeah.
How about that?
To date, Florence Pugh.
Seems like Griffin's really bothered by this news. Like it really hurts him.
She's a tremendous.
I don't
actress.
disagree with
Yeah.
that whatsoever. I just was
For
taken
3,
aback
4
by
years.
Griffin's reaction to the
Recently.
news that Zach Braff had dated Florence. Pugh.
Speaking of beautiful,
That son of a bitch!
speaking of
I
beau-
hate that guy.
Speaking of beautiful women, have you caught any of the new Fox series? Not Josh's, the one with Patrick Dempsey.
No, I have not watched that. I know
Mind
the
of a
one-
Killer.
His
yeah.
daughter in the series
Yes.
is older than him.
her name is Odea Rush.
Okay.
She's Israeli.
Oh.
She is.
So is Gal Gadot.
She is smoking.
Well then. Well
Smoking.
then. I might take a second. Josh and I have had a couple conversations. I am a big Abigail Spencer fan, who is the female lead in Best Medicine. She was on Mad Men, and she was on what's the Suits
Okay.
on USA, and she is.
She's best buds with Meghan Markle. She's
I did
best
not.
friends.
It makes
they're
sense
best-
because they were on the show together.
I did not know. I do not like her. I find
Really?
her character much too jittery.
on
I
this
mean,
show.
she-
You
on
mean
on Josh's
yeah,
show?
Yeah.
I call it
I-
Josh's show.
I mean, let's be fair.
Sure.
It is like it is a vehicle for him. I mean, that's what it is. I have some thoughts on that. I do. I have some thoughts on that because I really like Josh's character, but I don't like that.
you know, the original Doc Martin
the-
is on this next week's show.
Oh, I didn't know
spoiler.
that.
Come on,
He's
man.
playing
Yeah.
Josh's father.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I do like that. I do like that.
They were getting. My wife follows all this stuff on the internet. They were getting when it was announced that this series was coming on.
right.
The British were up in
Sure,
arms about
sure,
it.
Sure.
So my wife said they did a really smart thing. They
To-
brought in his,
Does make sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, let's talk about what we've learned so far.
Who's
in
our
the-
other guest today?
It's Stan the Fan. Stan the Fan Charles is
Oh, I
our
gotta
other
put
guest.
on
today.
another hat?
Yeah, right.
I've got to be smart today.
Stan, obviously the biggest storyline that's unfolded in spring training, and you and I haven't had the opportunity to talk about it. Although we did try to call you. I don't know what happened. Oh, you were delivering papers. That's what it was. You were delivering papers.
No, I was not delivering papers because I'm not really delivering anymore.
Well, you
You
came,
showed
you
up
showed
that
up
day.
with papers.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
day.
You didn't
Yeah,
respond
I
to my
went
call
and
or
got,
text.
I
but
got the papers from but there was
Oh, okay.
another reason.
All right.
I don't remember.
We'll
what
forgive
it
you
was.
this
Anyway,
time.
Yeah.
And we'll remind everybody to go pick up the print issue of Press Box, which is available for free at your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Dave Ginsburg's story about Cal Ripken Jr. at 65 is on the cover. Lots of college lacrosse.
Did you see the news about Dave Ginsburg?
Yeah, that he donated $50,000
$50,000
for a scholarship at the.
We basically funded that.
Is that what you
Yeah.
was? Is
It-
that what you had
add
to
up-
pay? Is
you
that,
add up
it
all
was
the-
weird that he said, "I need $50,000 to do this cover story for Press Box this
No,
month."
no. I didn't say
And
that.
Stan was
He's
like,
done
I
about
mean,
25 of them.
I mean,
for
I
us.
guess if you insist, Dave, I guess we'll give you 50,000.
They used to say about
Um,
Craig Heiss, he's very rich, $10 at a time.
I swear that was the late Pete Medhurst would tell people
Yeah.
like. I'm gonna make 50 grand if you counted
Add up
$50 a piece. So I say all that.
So
The story, of course, so far of spring training has been Jordan Westberg's injury and the idea of Kobe Mayo being the primary third baseman until Kobe Mayo until
is Jordan
Westberg.
injured?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard.
No, I
Unfortunately, I know
hadn't.
it's never happened.
What,
before.
yesterday?
No, it didn't happen yesterday.
Yeah.
We've been watching Kobe Mayo a little bit at third base. There have been some good moments.
And some bad moments.
There have been some bad moments. Where is your comfort level with the idea of Kobe Mayo? Because while Mike Elias said definitely all of April, he also sort of said, and we'll see from there,
Yeah.
which suggests to me that this might be even in a realistic time frame, not even in like the panicked part of the conversation, but that suggests to me that like maybe Memorial Day is a more practical early end of this for Jordan Westberg. Where is your comfort level with Kobe Mayo being the primary, maybe not the everyday, but the primary third baseman until then?
I'm not thrilled with it. Obviously, it's not the best laid plans of mice and men, but there's this old adage in baseball about how I've spent the whole winter going, how are they not trading Kobe Mayo now that Alonso's at first and Mountcastle? I mean, your bench is Mayo and Mountcastle and Basallo, sort of, and O'Neill. It seemed like so much duplication there. So things in baseball tend to work themselves out.
It's a Buckism for sure, yeah.
And it turns out it's probably lucky they didn't trade Mayo because it looks like he is in the process of figuring it out at the plate. That maybe September wasn't an outlier. Maybe September the light went on and he spent the winter feeling good about his September, which really was like from August 15th on. He was doing pretty well. So the reason you wanted Mayo all along was his stick. And if he's hitting well, he'll outperform his mistakes at third base, in my opinion, over the short haul of a couple months. But I also think you get into games where you're ahead by a run late in the ball game.
Yeah,
you're probably going to see. It's funny. I just heard somebody call Bob Haney on the way in, and this guy knew somebody with the Diamondbacks who told him that Blaze Alexander's best position is third base. That I think you'd see Blaze Alexander in the seventh on at third base with Jackson, if he makes a team, or Tyro Estrada at second base until Holiday is back.
With the idea being that until Holiday's there, we're assuming that Blaze Alexander is going to be the primary second baseman, while Kobe Mayo is going to be the primary third baseman. And
I'll tell you, though, I like Estrada. Yeah, I've always liked him.
I guess
he didn't have a good year.
I guess
last
the question becomes: is his versatility more valuable than Jeremiah Jackson's bat? Right?
Yeah.
Because we're presuming there's not spots for
but
both
if you're
of them.
but if you're going to start the season with Mayo at third, I don't know that I want Jackson playing an awful lot of infield. In other words, you'd have.
Yeah, you think he might be passable at second base, but not a whole lot more than passable.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think he could handle short. For a game, he could handle short or third, but it's not going to be pretty. No.
I don't disagree with that whatsoever. I am inclined to agree with you largely, Stan, which is I don't think Kobe Mayo is going to prove to be a third baseman during this. I don't think we're going to walk away from it saying, see, this guy's a third baseman, or that teams are going to look at him and suddenly say, maybe we could trade for this guy because he's going to be our third baseman. I think we're going to come away from this and say, yeah, Kobe Mayo's a positionless bat.
Yeah,
like
he can hit.
That's what he is. But if it's not going to be a full season, and I hope that I hope it's not going to be a full season, I do think the trade-off of not just what I think he can do as a bat, but also just sort of the Orioles need to kind of figure out what Kobe Mayo is at this point is significant. And so there was an argument made to me that maybe once Jackson Holiday comes back, you split time between Blaze Alexander and Kobe Mayo at third base. You don't have him be I think they need to have him in the lineup trying to show that he's adjusted to major league pitching to have more knowledge of what he is.
I think we'll also, by the time Holiday comes back, which we agree is probably mid-April.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. We'll have we'll have 15, 18 games under our belt. I think we can talk more intelligently about Mayo longer haul than watching 3 games and going, he's made 3 errors.
Right,
You know.
right.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to work hard at it. He's been in this unfortunate limbo position because his bat hasn't played. They're looking like, well, if he's not going to hit, he can't play third, and Westberg is over there, you know. But the larger story here to me isn't Mayo. It's is Westberg moving into the Grayson Rodriguez
100%.
territory of it's always something.
Yes, the macro micro of this, there's no doubt. The micro is the Mayo thing, and I do think the Mayo thing is a big deal for a couple of different reasons. It's a big deal, again, in the micro.
Dukes or Hellmans? Mayo.
I had Dukes dumped on me when Mayo played in that bowl game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm
So
gonna have to be.
you're an anti.
I'm not a Mayo person in general. Like, I just always think there's a better condiment that you can use.
Yeah.
Now, somebody would remind me, like, yeah, and some of those condiments have mayo in them. I'm not saying I'm anti. Like, I don't.
You're not
hate,
anti-Mayo.
I don't hate mayo. I just think that whatever you're eating. So somebody, like, for example, a BLT is the best argument to me for mayo, right? Like, that mayo is the best condiment to go along with the BLT, right? But then I would say, okay, except for like a pesto aioli on a BLT is pretty freaking good, man. I always think there's a better condiment.
It sounds like you're
option.
anti-Mayo. Yeah. Just.
That's the way it comes off.
All right. So if Mayo hits 40 home runs this year, you're dumping Mayo on yourself.
Then we're
again.
doing the Mayo thing again.
Yeah.
That's what you're
We're
suggesting.
dumping Mayo on
Well, you know they do that in the Mayo Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
They have the
Mike Loxley.
So
famously.
we did that as a side bet once, where the loser of our side bet for picks one week had to get Mayo dumped on them, like they were the coach in the Mayo Bowl and I was the loser, and so we put out a little kiddie pool and dumped Mayo on me. And
How much Mayo did you?
it was a lot of Mayo, and John Colson pointed out that this place smelled like Mayo for.
And then he moved into the office. Maybe he liked it because he moved into that
leftover
office.
today?
Yeah, you think it smelled like puke this morning? Okay, on this week's episode of Rita and Glenn, which is available now,
What
YouTube.com/@Rita
happened?
and Glenn, we tried the KFC Colonel's favorite jelly beans.
What?
Now, because I am a thoughtful person, I left some out for my friends here.
Well, I also said you better leave some of those.
I did. Griffin was oddly interested when he saw them.
Well, because they're
yesterday.
ridiculous.
And so
Should I pull the
yeah.
wrapper out?
Yeah,
so people can see what it looks like?
I left them out, and I asked Griffin, I'm like, hey, did you try them yet? And he was like, no. So he went out and he tried them. Stan walked back into the studio and said, the hell is that smell?
What did we
I needed to brush my
Did
teeth
we figure out
afterwards.
what it was?
It's the jelly beans. I'm telling
You gotta be
you.
kidding me.
Stan, go grab some
Go
jelly.
smell.
Go
or
smell.
do I
Just
have
go.
to eat
Go.
them?
It would be great if you did.
No, I'm not eating
It would be
them.
really
Come
great
on,
if you
Stan.
did.
Are you going to
Go,
grab
they're
them?
sitting. They're sitting on the front.
Let me smell them.
They're sitting on Leah. We might need to might need to move from Leah's desk actually, because
They
she might not
quaffed
be
it all
able
the
to-
way over here.
No,
though.
Griffin brought them in here to try them.
Oh.
Yeah, he was eating the jelly beans.
I was eating them with
Yeah.
my mouth open, and I think the fumes.
Jesus.
Well, it smells like KFC though to start.
It,
It just smells like KFC.
they do smell like KFC.
They are pungent. They are pungent. So yes, Stan said it smells like vomit.
No, I actually said it smelled like a Griffin fart.
No, that's what it was.
Which,
yeah,
with no
they did.
experience.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you're aware.
You
of
don't
that so
know if you
frequently.
smell my farts or not.
But no, your question about Jordan Westberg. I don't know how we got lost there. Your question or your point
Mayo,
about Jordan
probably.
Westberg is well taken.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what's the number you're saying? 40 home runs from Mayo.
Yeah,
and I,
yeah. All right, so
Are
we're
we
locking
both
this
we
in.
both have Mayo dumped on us?
Well,
I don't
No,
think he's hitting
no.
40 home runs.
Well, yeah, but so okay,
No,
so
just
you want
you.
in?
no, because I like Mayo.
Wait. 40 home runs from Kobe Mayo, and we get to dump Mayo on you.
That's
Done.
fair.
Done.
Okay, all right.
I'm
There we go.
good with that.
If Kobe Mayo hits 40 home runs this
Can I
season,
bring a lot of bacon with me? And
I mean, I don't
lettuce
know.
and tomato?
Sure, if you really want to, but we're still
Dip
dumping
the
the
bacon
Mayo
in
on
the mayo.
top
I
of
got
you.
you.
We're gonna go
I
out in
got
that, right on that grassy knoll there, and we're gonna dump giant cans of mayo on top of you.
Hopefully he gets it done by like August too. So
Oh,
it's
God, that would
hot,
be great.
So it's just
do you
hot.
think there's
that would
any
be great.
chance?
Steamy.
Do you think there's any chance? You wait till August. I can't do it. I'm having a hip replacement in July.
Well, how long is the recovery?
Sounds like you're not going to be able to run away from us then.
It's about 4. That's a good point. About 6. He finally got one.
He's actually been. I don't know what got into Griffin today, but he's been a little bit quicker today.
Wow.
I don't know
Drugs are kicking in.
It might be the jelly beans, actually.
I'm wired right now.
Gets all hopped up on those jelly beans.
What's that? The typical recovery is probably 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so by October, when we're celebrating,
that's right. We have to go to the whole season.
Yeah, when we're celebrating
Look,
the
we'll
start
get
of the World Series.
We'll get a plastic lawn chair. We'll just set you up out there.
Yeah,
You don't have to. It's like we won't make you bend down to the
Wait
ground.
a second. All right, so now I need to know more about the hip replacement. We're all over the place
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
I'm sorry. We're all over the place. Are you like gonna have to? Are you gonna be with a cane for a little while?
Yes,
afterwards?
probably.
Okay.
A walker first,
Okay.
then a cane, and then hopefully you build up enough
That you're good to go after.
Yeah, and I have to do
Back to running.
some physical therapy, but it's becoming very painful.
Oh, I
Very
can't even imagine.
Gotcha.
My plan is to Stan. My plan is I'm not gonna be here when I'm your age. That I'm gonna realize
you will
someone-
be here at my age.
I don't know,
You'll be
man.
here.
I've had enough vices in my life. I'm not sure if that's the case.
So it's going to come
No,
for you?
I was taking this drug called meloxicam, which is an anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
And I've had it for years. When pain really hits, I'll take one. And then I was sort of told, don't get used to it, because I think I was told it could be addictive a little bit. But it's an anti-inflammatory, not an opiate. So my PT said, this is about 6 weeks ago. He said, are you taking anything for your pain? And I said, well, I have this meloxicam, and I take it as needed when the pain's bad. He goes, do yourself a favor. Trust me, take it every day, because it builds up. But it has anti-inflammatories all have a stomach issue thing where you can get bleeds in your stomach, ulcers.
God.
And I started getting some soreness after about 3.5 weeks. My doctor told me to start taking half a pill a day, which is 7.5 milligrams, not 15. So I did that for about 4 days, and then it came back again. So now I'm taking it on my own plan. I'm taking one full pill every Sunday, a half on Tuesday, a half on Thursday. But gradually this week, the pain is really...
I don't like that. I don't like that. But you're still going to Florida.
Still going to Florida.
Well, a hot dog will fix it, right?
Probably.
The first hot dog of the spring normally fixes all of the pain.
Yeah.
Unless, again, the drivers in Florida try to come attack you, and
I'm going to be extra careful this time.
and problems come from
Extra
there.
careful.
The Jordan Westberg part of the conversation, as you pointed out, is the are we venturing into it's always something territory with Jordan Westberg.
What's he had so far? He had the broken hand.
Yeah, the hand,
which you can't say, well, he's injured.
Yeah, that's not chronic,
okay.
right? Yes.
But what was he? Then he had. Did he have an oblique?
He had a UCL tear this time.
Yeah.
The oblique,
but he also had an oblique before the tear.
Had the oblique before that. Had hamstring and ankle.
That's right. It was ankle.
And then, as you pointed out, the hand fracture as well. The question that somebody would have is, can you really count on Jordan Westberg, or do you kind of have to make plans? And, I hope Jordan Westberg's part of it, but maybe he's not. And I don't know the answer to that, because as we all point out, Jordan Westberg is the definition of a ball player when he plays. Like, he is absolutely the guy that you want on your baseball team. My comp for Jordan Westberg has always been B.J. Surhoff, although I acknowledge I think he's a better defensive player than B.J. Surhoff. It's just more that comparison of, he's going to get hits. He's going to be steady. He's never going to be a superstar, but he is every part the guy that you want on your team and in your lineup.
He's a smart baseball player.
100%.
Good base runner,
All of those
The only
things.
thing that was a little warning to me was his on-base percentage. Dipped under 300 that really good year he had.
Yeah.
But
and so it stinks, the idea of this being the story for Jordan Westberg. That this is always the case.
It's a little too soon to say that, because one of the injuries has nothing to do with being injury prone when you get hit on the hand.
What are your, as you head down there next week?
Yeah.
What are the other storylines for you? What are
Well,
the things
Carl
you're paying?
Emmer's Alpine Steakhouse.
That's the
is
biggest
really
storyline.
good. Coleman has mentioned a place called the Starfish.
Oh, he loves that place.
Yeah,
He talks about it all the time.
Talks about it all the
constantly.
time. They closed Cannons, which is a real shame.
What about my Amish place that I like so bad? What's that? Abner's? Is that what it was called?
I
What the
didn't
hell
eat
is
at
that?
Abner's. I've
Really?
never eaten at Abner's.
Oh man, if that's, I gotta make sure that's what it's called. That Amish place in
I have
Sarasota.
nothing. I'm like Mayo with you with the Amish. I don't hate Amish people. I
Yoders,
just don't have a
sorry.
lot.
Yoders is the name of the spot.
Yoders. I've heard of Yoders.
Oh, it's
I've
amazing.
never eaten it, but I don't have a lot in common with Amish people.
Well, I understand. Then see, you're gonna find yourself. I was recently. Do you know the Amish market up in Cockeysville?
Cockeysville, yeah.
Do you know Big Lou, who has the sports store in the back of the
I've
Amish
met
market?
Big
I'm
Lou
sure you've
about
met Big Lou.
6-7 years.
Great guy. I owe him a phone call, Lou. If you're listening, I'm sorry. I was there. I was there recently with our friend
If
Matt.
you do some advertising with us, Big Lou,
I think he
Glenn will call all
I
the
actually
time.
think he would like to, by the way. So that's part of the reason why I owe him a phone call. But I was there with our friend Matt Luderman and I were stopping by. We got some food and we went over to see Big Lou while we were at the Amish market because that's where I live, is up in that part of town. And Lou is of course friends with everyone that works at the Pennsylvania Dutch market. And so they all kept like one after one walking back. And you know what? I was chewing some similar dirt with. I was having some great. It was one of my favorite conversations.
Yeah.
Was just talking with the
Bring
folks.
them
at the
over
Amish
some
market.
jelly beans.
See what
today.
they feel about it.
Yeah.
Got a gift for you. God, they couldn't
Mention
have
me. Say Stan had
right?
a great
Stan,
idea.
Stan said he's got to go to Yoder's. Go to Yoder's. Get yourself some chicken. I swear to God, it is outstanding.
No,
While you're
what am
down
I looking at? Interested to see all the starting pitchers. Again, I think Mike Elias's two biggest mistakes as general manager of the Orioles was drafting Rutschman over Whitman, Bobby Witt, and not having been aggressive this offseason on Trevor Rogers, extending him.
Okay. All right.
I think it's a major mistake. And he's looked fantastic.
He's looked very good so far. That part is true. And we'll see how that goes. I am still interested in the bullpen.
I'm very interested in
And the
that.
problem is, like, I don't think we're going to get those answers during the course of spring training because you just don't normally use your bullpen that way. You just decide ahead of time, these are the 5 guys that are pitching today. Right. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You put, Helsley in the 5th inning. It just normally ends up being the way that it works. But to me, the biggest storyline facing the team from a practical standpoint is Kobe Mayo at third base. The next question storyline to me is, when do you finally say, all right, we need Tyler Wells to be a relief pitcher? That's what he's going to be.
I think that decision has been made.
I think you're right, with the caveat being
if they get an injury.
And so I don't think they want to commit to it because of that. I think that they are reluctant to commit to the Tyler Wells being
right. They may even stretch him out a little bit to just have that insurance that they don't have to, because it's much easier to build him up to throw 3 or 4 innings. Then he could start a game if he had to.
And I'm in a weird place where I think that right now that's to your detriment because I don't trust.
I think Wells could be their second best relief pitcher.
And I don't necessarily trust your options that otherwise are going to be your I think we're all willing to buy into the idea that Ryan Helsley can be the guy that we saw in St. Louis and won't be the guy that existed in New York. I think we are all willing to give them that. But outside of that, who are the guys that you are trusting in leverage spots in late innings for this team? And if the answer is going to continue to be, Yennier Cano, my trust level is not where your trust level is.
I'm not real convinced he's going to come north with the team.
Wow.
I think they've got better.
So then who do you are the leverage arms at this point?
Kittredge.
Yeah, Kittredge, of course.
Aiken,
yes, Kittredge.
and Wells. I think Wells.
I
think Wells can be actually supersede Kittredge
I
in the 8th
completely
innings.
agree with that.
I felt that way for a long
To
time.
me, Wells would be, of the options that you have, Wells to me would be my primary
I think that's going to
leverage reliever.
evolve. That's going to evolve this season.
And I think you're right. But my question, like, when do they make that commitment? Is it June when they say we've gotten deep enough into the season, not enough guys have gotten hurt, we can commit to it
Well, I think
now?
there's a couple other things. I also smell, and I
The
know
jelly beans, they're terrible.
I know I put it on him yesterday, but I was telling a friend of mine, my friend Mark Bond, he plays in a fantasy league, not mine. He used to play against
Son of a
me,
bitch.
but he's in a different league. He was texting me about German, the pitcher.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it Nelson
electric
German?
Nestor?
Yeah,
Nestor German.
Herman, yeah.
You actually said the word Nestor. Yeah.
It's true, because anytime we talked about Nestor Cortez, I was just like,
The former-
Cortez the
Did
killer.
you ever watch Dobie Gillis?
No, I didn't.
You know about
I know,
it, though.
yeah.
But Maynard G. Krebs, the
Yep,
beatnik,
of course. Yep.
whenever somebody said work, like Dobie's father
It's-
said, Dobie, you want to work. Maynard's character, Bob Denver's character, Maynard G. Krebs, who was a beatnik,
Mhm.
always went, work. Yeah, I mean, he was like, it was a.
That's pretty great.
No,
The
Nestor-
electricity of
Nestor
his stuff,
German.
yeah.
we have Nestor German, we have Trey Gibson. So yesterday he was telling me about German, and I'm going, I'm watching Trey Gibson
100%.
now.
Who's looked
This
great,
guy
yeah.
looked great. Then he gave up 2 home runs within 3 batters. I'm seeing a little bit of pitching finally that not Brandon Young.
Mhm.
I'm not fooled by Brandon Young. I'm seeing a little bit of pitching morphing in this organization that I think
They're going to have the confidence to say we don't need Tyler Wells to be the 7th starter. We need him to be the
yeah.
I hope you're right, Stan. I'm just nervous that that will actually be midway through the season before they make that commitment.
Again, I'm not as pissed off that they didn't get Ranger Suarez or Framber Valdez, okay? I am upset we didn't come away with somebody like that. But I'm more upset that they didn't spend like $4 million and get Drew Pomerantz as a left-hander, who I think is better than Aiken, much better than Dietrich Enns. And now, unless they think that they can still pull the trigger on a JoJo Romano deal with the Cardinals, they need a left-handed reliever.
I don't disagree
Now,
with
Jake
that.
Rill, who writes for MLB.com, covers the Orioles and does a good job. He wrote about, they did a thing on MLB.com. It was every team's like dark horse to make the team. He wrote about this guy, Eric Torres, the left-handed reliever.
No, Eric Torres is. I've never.
Torres.
Okay.
Yeah. Formerly with the Angels organization. There's interesting minor league numbers.
Who's the
with
guy
him.
that's been out of baseball for 10 years?
Oh, geez, it was, yeah. There's always a story like that in Orioles.
Like,
camp.
I
yeah,
wish
he's a guy. He's a right-hander, though.
Yeah, I think
This
you're right.
Eric Torres is a left-hander.
I'm looking at
And I
Eric
have
Torres.
a feeling he might be like a lefty left, where they don't think they have the left-hander is they don't think they have that lefty specialist
Sure.
that can get the left-hander out to end an inning.
I am Gene Henriquez is the guy that's been out of baseball for 10 years. He's 32
Good
years
for him.
old. Yeah. That's trying to figure out a way back into the game. And by the way,
I guess I can tell you now. I'm actually
while you're
that's why
down
I'm
there,
going
that's
down
why
there.
You might be
Mike
the third catcher.
Mike
He's,
Schild wants
extended the
wants to
invite
see
when
me.
you were talking with him. He said, "Well, let's at least take a look. You got to turn over every stone."
Yeah.
Like that.
Look at this Eric Torres.
I was looking at Eric Torres. Oh, Griffin wants to share the Mayo
just to give
clip.
Stan just
This is
what
what
he can
happens
expect.
if Kobe Mayo hits 40 home runs this season.
What's
this
this,
is
Mike Loxley?
no.
Oh,
This
is Glenn.
this is when I lost
Do
the
I have
bet.
to sit in a little thing? I see.
No,
I can't sit in
no,
that.
we're gonna do it outside. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna do it
with you. We'll
outside,
do it
so
outside.
that
We
way
didn't have the
you can
option
flail around
for,
a little more.
I
like,
can't cross my legs like that right now.
Well, I mean, now you're gonna get a new hip. I think it's gonna be a game changer at that point.
That's what they call it.
Oh,
Alright.
I can't play the video.
Why are you not allowed to play the video?
I don't know. I thought
Can
I
you fast
downloaded it.
fast forward it and we can do screenshots? No, we can't show any of it. Oh, that's a real
I'll
shame.
figure it out.
Glad we set it up. Glad we did.
I'm not really sure that Glenn ever got.
That's a great point.
On.
If I were you, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Frankly,
I might talk to Pam Bondi about starting an investigation.
Things are going so well. Why not throw it in there? Why not? I was trying to think there. I feel like there was one other Orioles related. Oh, what did you think of Beavers in center field?
I didn't see enough.
We're watching it now.
But that's my other question.
Hang on. Here. He wants you to see this.
Be ready, Stanley.
You look like a sperm.
I do. 100%. And now.
Ew, chunky? What? Oh, do we want sound?
Oh my god. Oh my. I think that was. I think that was perfect. Take some still pictures, please.
Just mayo all
what,
over you.
What brand mayo did?
That was
Dukes.
It was
in celebration of the Dukes
sponsor
mayo.
of the
Is there any
mayo
left?
bowl. I think we finally got rid of it. Like
now, was there water in there?
No, there was no
it's
water
just
in the
mayo.
bowl. It was
Yeah,
just
it's,
mayo everywhere.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure when Ken had finished.
We got two. I got to find Leah's angle.
Yeah, right.
Did Leah clean it up?
No, we
put that paper down. We put that
all that plastic down there.
It's
to
called
make sure.
plastic.
Yeah.
It's called plastic. We put that paper.
I don't know where any of this came from. I don't know how we. Ken was interviewing me in the.
Is that KZ?
Have a bunch of mayonnaise dumped on you, you son of a bitch. Look, you feel good. Look at me.
I would have.
Look at me.
But I didn't.
Do you want me to splash around in it?
What
Would that
year
make
was
you feel
this?
better?
What
if
year
I
was
might be
that
kind of
mayo
with.
bowl?
This was like my first couple months, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, this
being
was like
producer
2022.
here.
Yeah.
God, that was
2022.
But yeah, that's
college football
that's
season.
what you're
That's what I'm
you
looking
have
at.
ahead
I'll
of
gladly, if Kobe Mayo
hits 40 home
I'll
runs.
gladly
And there's
do that.
no doing the thing where this. Like, I still don't think you've taken us to lunch from last year's baseball picks.
No,
Yeah,
I haven't.
yeah.
I haven't.
And
trade that
and he
we-
doesn't plan to.
The trade that we had expired.
Yeah, that's the reality. Well, you haven't. We could go to Costas Inn. I'd love to go to Costas
we
Inn
could
with
do
you.
that.
I'd love to do that. I'm sure they would take care of it.
All right.
Look at there you go. I don't even know where the bodysuit came from.
Yeah,
I
I
have
don't know
no
where that
idea.
Did you go
where
home
that-
to your wife dressed like that?
Well, that's why I wore the bodysuit.
You guys are
It was like-
kinky, aren't you?
Yeah, we're into some weird shit.
Surprised
Yeah.
the fingertips were cut
We're
out.
into some really weird
The
shit.
fingertips were cut out. I'm surprised there wasn't another hole somewhere else on that.
If you went home, your wife was there with bacon and tomato.
By the way, good morning. This is
and
of all
Griffin
the.
was bread.
I'm looking at the comments. It's just Andrew Stecca and John in Little Rock saying hello.
Hi, guys.
I'm like, what a nice day. What a nice day. Nobody's mad about anything. Nobody's trying to fight with us. Just Andrew and John. Appreciate you guys for checking in and saying hello. Yeah, I am interested in Dylan Beavers because I do have my concerns, as I've told you a few times. Like, I hope Colton Cowser's ready to put everything together.
What is going on with him? Is he injured?
I don't think he's hurt.
Is he not playing it? He wasn't in the lineup.
I mean, double check this. I don't think he's.
I thought he
hurt.
was playing in the lineup. I thought he was.
Was he in the lineup
No,
today?
No, Bradfield is starting in center today. It's a road game.
But
No,
he's
Bradfield's on the left.
It's a
Center.
road game.
Cowser.
It's
Yeah,
6
Cowser-
miles. It's 6
No,
miles.
Cowser's
I don't know.
playing
I don't
playing.
know.
today.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cowser's
playing
in center.
today.
Yes.
He's playing today.
I'll tell you what's been fabulous to watch is Tyler O'Neill looks like a real person this year, physically. Have you noticed the difference? I mean, his neck last year.
I understand exactly what you're
was
saying.
a tree trunk.
He slimmed when you say he looks like a person. He slimmed down in that way.
Yeah.
But my God, is he still shredded? Like he
he's
is still shredded.
unbelievable. His father was what, Mr. Canada?
Yeah. By the way, who was?
But he looks great at the plate right now.
Who? I think it was Taylor Ward. Did you catch the Taylor Ward interview during the
I
game
caught
yesterday?
parts of
it was so weirdly awkward.
Yeah,
like,
he
it was
wasn't really
not
responding
well.
well.
And they got like 3 quick outs, right? Was that the one
Yeah,
where
it
they
was
like
really-
went really
But I
quick?
got the sense
and
that Kevin was not disappointed that there were 3 quick outs. I
Right,
got the sense that he was like, you know what, that timing's okay. We're gonna be all right with that. All right. Anything else that you got on your mind is related to spring training?
Not a whole heck of a lot. I'd love to see some sign of life from Rutschman. Every at bat I see more of the same.
Rolling over.
Yeah, I mean it's only been 6 at bats or 8 at bats, but I don't see. Like O'Neill looks like he's got life to him this year. I'm considering, like, hey, he'd be a good addition to my fantasy team. Even if he
well,
plays,
then you're gonna kill him.
even if he plays 120 games, he's gonna hit.
Poor son of
close to 30.
a bitch.
Yeah, he doesn't even know what hit him.
100%. You're not gonna do that. it's not just that you're not going to do that to him. You're not going to do that to us, right? Like you're not going to do that to everyone who is hoping. What is this? What are you playing?
I'm just so we can get a look at Tyler O'Neill.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
Courtesy of the Sun.
The neck looks 6 inches smaller.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Courtesy of Matt Wyrick.
Thank you, Matt Wyrick. Appreciate your hard work. How invested were you during the Olympics?
0.
None?
Absolutely
Not
0.
even the hockey?
Not even the hockey.
Wow.
Well,
I get it. You were too busy watching Maryland basketball. I do understand.
Exactly.
You've been so heavily invested in watching the Terps that how could you possibly have time?
Been watching a lot of binging series.
Okay.
Binging series.
Okay.
I had no interest. Once Lindsey Vaughn got hurt.
That was your only interest going into the Olympics, was Lindsey. Is that because of skiing or just because you know who she is? What?
Yeah, I kind of like her.
Okay.
I kind of like her.
All right. Fair enough. I am.
The Olympics have lost me along the way. I have less and less interest in them. It's always cheating scandals and
wait a
drug
second.
scandals.
That. Well, I guess the curling.
There was no, not the the curling one wasn't the big one. The big one was the ski jumpers.
What was there?
Were they doping?
Cheating scandal?
There was a bit of a scandal involving the ski jumpers.
What was he sleeping with somebody?
No, did you hear about the biathlon scandal?
No.
Guy wins I think he was the bronze medalist in the biathlon, and he's doing his he's like from I don't know if was he Norwegian? I think he was Norwegian. He's doing an interview post race.
Right.
And he confesses that he cheated on his girlfriend.
Oh,
he
I
said,
heard about
I've been
that.
distracted. 6 months ago, I met the most wonderful woman, and 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life. And then a week ago, I told her about it. You're like, bro, what are you? Like, he's convinced that he's offered this, like, grand gesture by doing it on television when all he's doing is just embarrassing this poor girl who definitely just told her friends and family, like, yeah, we broke up. Like, she definitely did not bother to go to all the details.
Am I allowed to play this? Or?
I don't know. It's
is it all in Norwegian?
I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't play anything
sure
related
this
to the
isn't
Olympics.
Borat?
I don't think it is.
No?
I don't think it is. I think this is a real legitimate.
This is not. I'm not showing this. I'm not showing it.
Okay. All right.
It's huge.
Yeah. It's huge. We're not putting.
Is he talking about his penis?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Hang on.
The gold
Help
medal.
me along the way. No, is this the one? Are we gonna get there?
I thought so. Yeah, it's like a minute long.
His whole family for supporting
I don't care about that. Nobody cares. Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna share this with you. You may not be watching too.
Yeah. Here we go.
But it's not NBC, so
6 months ago, I met the love of my life, the most beautiful, wonderful person in the world. And 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and cheated on her. And that's all I've been thinking about for a week. And it's been the worst week of my life.
Now he's crying. He's in tears.
So I had a gold medal in life. I'm sure there are many people out there now who see me in a different light. But I only have eyes for her. I'm not quite sure what I want to say here now. Well, you're a little too late for that, Chief. Little too late for that. Speaking of cheating scandals. No, the ski jumping scandal.
I think they should take away his gold medal.
I think he was he a gold or was he a bronze? I think he was a bronze.
He said he had a gold medal.
I know he said
it was
gold
bronze.
medal in life.
Yeah,
yeah. The girl.
Oh,
he won bronze.
He's a total loser.
So it sounded like they had been broken up. He was trying to win it. That was his.
No, they broke up. He was trying to get her back.
Yeah,
yes. Trying to get her back. I think the reports that I saw were that she was unmoved. She was not. This, believe it or not, did not land the way. The ski jumping scandal. I can't believe you didn't hear about this.
I've been obsessed with my hip and
not paying attention. Okay.
Yeah, not paying attention.
The ski jumpers.
Yeah.
May have found a performance advantage.
Is this right? Is this our? This is the head. This headline is correct.
They were
ski jumpers, the ones that go off.
Yeah,
in the
and
air.
then kind of fly in the air. They might have found a way to get a little bit more of a lift.
To be more aerodynamic. Is that
Yeah, a little more aerodynamic.
Creatine.
Yeah. All you got to do is just some hydraulic acid injected directly into your penis.
And that allows you to do what? Okay.
This is real. This is the real headline
From the Athletic.
Penises to flame.
Pull up the article.
Yeah. Ski jumpers.
Old Philip Buckingham.
Is that who wrote the
So
story?
it enhances your penis so you fly further?
That's the concept. That's apparently the way that it works.
Okay.
Is if
Did they win?
We don't know who all was doing it.
Yeah.
It was sort of one of those nebulous, like, ski jumpers maybe doing this, but they didn't know exactly who was. And as I said, if you're on a team and one of your teammates isn't willing to do it, they're off my team, man.
Is there any chance that that's actually what Rafael Palmeiro?
That's it. It was not. I wasn't using steroids. I was just using hydraulic acid.
Right.
Like that's okay. It's
chemically, it has a lot of the same.
Hyaluronic.
Oh,
acid.
hyaluronic. It's not hydraulic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I always thought. I think I've said hydraulic 17 times when I've talked about this story. Hyaluronic is what it is.
Yeah.
Apparently, Rita tells me it's something that she uses for her skin, maybe.
For her penis? Oh.
No,
Does she jump further?
I don't know. I didn't ask. She said, though, stay away. That's going to drive the prices up. Don't do it. That was her problem.
Oh, Pablo Torre did a thing on it?
Of course he did. Of course Pablo Torre was in the center of it. All right. Kenny Albert's going to join us in a minute. Stan, I want to make sure that I've covered everything with you. Do you have how do you feel about the UFL is going to test 4 points for a 60-yard field goal?
4 points?
Yeah.
I think it's getting. Yeah, it's.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because it rewards the wrong part of the equation. I don't want to reward the team that's further away from scoring.
Right.
If you want to do a wacky bit with kicking, which I don't think they need to do any wacky bits
Right.
with kicking. Like I feel the need for none of this. But if you want to do a wacky kicking gimmick,
You take a point away.
something like, dude,
Yeah.
but penalize. I don't want longer. I get it. It's neat the kickers can make longer field goals, but I want the football to be. You're basically in field goal range anymore when you get the freaking ball.
Yeah.
To now say like
Getting close.
if you fail, if you succeed and you get 50 yards, then we're going to penalize you because you can only go for 3 points and not for 4.
Right.
That's back-asswards thinking to me.
I agree with that. Now that you explain it that way, I agree with you.
I don't like that even a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You want the kickers to be a weapon, the whole thing. But the weapon is you got a guy that can kick a 60-yard field goal and another team doesn't. That's the weapon.
Let John Harbaugh figure that out.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I don't know. I don't know about any of that. And the NFL said good news. They think they might have gotten the Aaron Rodgers thing from the Steelers game wrong last year. That we all know they got wrong.
What's this?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Remember the Steelers game at home last year where Aaron Rodgers had the ball batted?
Oh, they admit now.
They have now admitted that they needed a do-over on that. They still haven't fully figured out if they got the Isaiah Likely thing wrong that we all know they got wrong.
They got that wrong.
And Troy Vincent said they got it wrong, and then the NFL was like, whoa, easy over there.
That's not what he meant.
We didn't say that. We didn't say that. I'm like, well, Troy Vincent's your executive vice. Yeah, but we didn't say that.
You think you're gonna be a new Troy Vincent next year?
I just don't understand again how this struggle to get the ball over the goal line, and then they can bat the ball out immediately once it crosses the plane. But he clearly had the ball.
Yes, he had the ball. He
beyond the plane.
Took 2 steps. He stretched out with the ball.
Yeah.
Their argument is because he stretched out with the ball first. The way the rule is written is it's 2 steps, then a football move. So because he stretched before he took the second step, it doesn't count as the third act. Like nothing counts.
I don't know why you need 3 acts.
Well, there are, and this is the great. There are 3 acts.
Right.
It just wasn't in the order that you wanted them in.
Right.
And as I pointed out, we had Pereira on the other day. As I pointed out to him, the rule doesn't even actually say that. The rule says if you have enough time to have committed a football act, that also qualifies for a catch.
Right.
At some point, the league decided, and even Pereira, who doesn't even work for the league anymore, even Pereira was like, well, it says it says third step. I'm like, Mike, it says third step or these other things. But again, if you want the rule to be 3 steps.
What did he say when you said that?
He was like, well, yeah, they probably could clean that up. I'm like, right, yes. They could either use the rules that are on the books or rewrite the rule.
Right.
None of it. They got that wrong. Period.
Yeah, that was a terrible call.
100% they got that.
And
wrong.
the Aaron Rodgers.
You can share. This was Pereira the other day on the show. Griffin put it up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And again, I get it. At some point, the NFL has decided that the rule is 3 steps. They've decided that. They just haven't bothered to put it in the rule book at any point, which is a weird way to go about changing the rules. Like if I was going to change a rule, I might, actually change the rule in the rule book and not just inform everybody. That's what Pereira had to say.
The rule as it stands right now, to me, when they changed it a couple years ago, they said time. And then, obviously it's control 2 feet and time. So then it says, what is time? And it says examples of time: turning upfield, tucking the ball away, or taking a third step, or having the time to do any one of those things, even if you don't do it. So it got so ambiguous to me that really the one thing that dominates from the rule right now is the third step. That's the first thing they're looking at. Is there a third step with control? Getting a third step fully down on the ground and still having control. If it comes out after that, then it is a catch and a fumble, or in Likely's case, it would be a touchdown. And to me, for those of us that kind of look at the rule the way it is written now, that's clearly incomplete, because the ball comes out just when that third foot is touching the ground. Look, it's a mess. The whole thing is a mess in a catch, and I think replay is what created that, because if you go back, you put it in the eyes of the officials. You went by facts in replay. Control 2 feet, that's it. After that, it was up to the officials in his eyes. When it comes to something as judgmental as time, you just put it in the officials' eyes, and you said to the officials, when in doubt, rule it incomplete. That was fine. I think it worked fine for decades, but then replay got involved. You had 5 different angles, and then you make the wrong decision. Then that's where the problem is. I really don't think. I think that the interception on the Buffalo play would have generated some conversation, even though it was correctly ruled. But I don't think if they'd have ruled it correctly with the Aaron Rodgers play, I don't think we'd be having this discussion. But, we are, and we seem to always have the catch, no catch discussion.
And to me, the absurd part is that they're suggesting they don't need to clarify the catch rule. Like, they clearly need to clarify the catch rule. And the point, like Mike can say they got the likely play right all they want. Based on the rule, as I pointed out, they did not get the likely play correct. But the part that Mike said, the easiest part of that to judge is, did he get a third step down? Then just make that the rule. Just do that.
And then you go back to remember Zay Flowers fumbled the touchdown against Green Bay. Remember he took 2 steps, extended the ball, cleared the goal line with possession of the ball, then immediately had it knocked out, and they're like, well, that's a clear touchdown. So, what do we,
Well, because they're saying the extension happened after the second step, right? That's the rule. The rule has been 1, 2. So just forget all this. This is insane. The point is, this is insane.
Yeah.
Make it simple. Say, in order for it to be a catch, there's got to be a third step. Or 2 steps, whatever it is. If it's 2 steps on the sideline, why can't it just be 2 steps in play? Why does it have to be a football move?
I go back to the ones where, in the tush-push, where the guy gets across, he's not taking 3 steps into the end zone.
Oh, okay.
He's
just
put the ball there, then they knock it out.
Right, but he's already crossed the
plane.
crossed
the plane. Yeah. Likely had the ball long enough to me in the end zone.
Whatever it is, just clarify the rule.
Yeah.
Just clarify the rule. What if it's 3 steps? It's 3 steps.
I think we should go back and redo the playoffs and see if the Ravens lose by 30 to the Texans in the first round.
I think they just should stop effing the Ravens.
I agree. That's all this really is.
It's Stagliaboo.
It's Stagliaboo. Not bad. All right, Stan's here. We're going to talk to Kenny Albert coming up next. Stan,
I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, do you have any prepared questions? Do you have any?
I was up all night last night working on some questions.
Looking forward to that.
He did the women's hockey game, right?
and the men's. Yeah. I don't.
Was Cash Patel
was
he his analyst?
No, I don't think so. I might need you to run to the store for me during this next segment. I might need
What do you need?
I need hemorrhoid cream.
Hemorrhoid cream?
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Not for me.
And the condoms again?
It's obviously not for me.
And the condoms?
Condoms. Stan, I got snipped. I'm good. No, I need hemorrhoid for a friend. Okay. For a friend.
You need peptides?
I don't need peptides. I'm good on the peptides. But it just might not work out with you and Kenny Albert is all I'm pointing out.
All right.
Kenny Albert joins us next. It is a Friday edition of Glenn Clark Radio. Get in the game with Volo Sports. With over 15 sports to choose from, join a league or grab a Volo membership for discounted play, free daily pickups, fitness classes, and exclusive events. But the best part? A portion of every league fee helps the Volo Kids Foundation provide free sports to over 5,000 kids across Baltimore City each year. Don't miss out. Early pricing for the winter season ends December 12th. Final registration deadline is January 15th. Sign up now at volosports.com/Baltimore.
At Live, we want to say thanks to our community with our biggest giveaway yet. Thanks a Million free slot play giveaway. Join us every Friday in February for your chance to win a share of $1 million in free play, including a grand prize of $75,000 in free play. You could be one of 25 winners each week. So what are you waiting for? Thanks a Million only at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland at Arundel Mills. Must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
The weather's getting cooler, so when you and your family are picking out a place to dine, be it lunch or dinner, let's make it nice and easy. Now, with 2 great locations, the Costas Inn remains your #1 destination. Whether you want to get steamed crabs and the full Costas menu out at the original location at 4100 North Point Boulevard, or sample the complete menu minus the steamed crabs at the new location above the grandstand at the Timonium Racetrack, Costas is your place to go. Check out the website CostasInn.com for a look at the menu, and if you want to plan that crab feast, call 410-477-1975. The Costas Inn.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
Looking for Baltimore's premier waterfront dining experience? Head to Nick's Fish House, located in the Baltimore Peninsula. Enjoy crabs all year long, plus happy hour Monday through Thursday from 3 to 6. Planning a celebration? From rehearsal dinners to corporate crab feasts, Nick's is the spot to make it unforgettable. And the fun doesn't stop there. Live music fills the air every Thursday through Sunday. Check out the full lineup at nicksfishhouse.com. Nick's, it's where Baltimore comes to eat, drink, and play by the water.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are.
How are you feeling today?
No, me siento bien, gracias a Dios. Bien.
What exactly happened on the play and what was hurting when you were down?
I don't know. No sé, o sea, no sé qué pasó, o sea, yo solamente me tiré, me lancé y sentí como algo aquí en mi costado, pero fue más como calambre y como que se me cogió el lado, pero nada como que se explotó ni nada.
Would you be ready to play this weekend or do you need a few days off?
No, eso ya depende de ellos. Yo voy hasta aquí y si yo me siento bien y puedo jugar, claro que sí.
Our son sharing that video, Basallo speaking, and again appears to be all right, and says probably just cramps. So that's very good news for the Baltimore Orioles. Appreciate that.
What, does he understand English? He just doesn't speak
That's
it.
what it sounds like based on that. Or I don't know if that video was edited and maybe Brandon had been translating the questions. Okay. And they just cut that part out of the video. I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. If the Baltimore Catholic League tournament, obviously there were the MIA tournament, but the Baltimore Catholic League tournament coming up this weekend. You can find out everything about that event and everything else going on in high school sports here in the state of Maryland by going to countysports.zone. That's countysports.zone, and proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. Admittedly, we had to do this a little bit earlier on today, and it's always great.
I'm good with Kenny.
I don't think he hates you. Okay. It's not a Tirico thing. I don't think it's that.
Okay.
I was worried because they were hanging out with each other.
I like Kenny.
Kenny's tremendous, and of course has roots here in Baltimore. Kenny Albert, who was on the call for the Olympic hockey tournament, did an amazing job. Spent some time with us right here on GCR. Well, what a month it's been for our next guest. Of course, he was calling the Olympic hockey tournaments for NBC and their associated networks. Once upon a time, he was the voice of the Baltimore Skipjacks. He is the great Kenny Albert, and he is back with us now here on GCR. Kenny, it's Glenn. Thank you for taking the time for us, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, Glenn. Really appreciate it.
Kenny, you've done a whole lot in your career. I mean, literally wrote a book about everything that you've done in your career. Can you describe what the last few weeks have been like for you and where they rank amongst everything that you've done?
Well, it's sort of indescribable. I mean, at least the last 5 days in Milan with the 3 overtime games, the U.S.-Sweden game on the men's side that went to overtime, the women's gold medal game last Thursday, and then the men's gold medal game on Sunday. I've been really fortunate to be involved in 7 Winter Olympics, and I've worked gold medal games in the past, the women in 2002, and then both in 2018 and 22. But on the men's side, the NHL players weren't there the last 2 Olympics, so definitely a bit of a different feel. And the fact that the U.S. won both games, both U.S.-Canada matchups, it's kind of been overwhelming. The texts, the emails, the tweets that I've seen, the articles that have been written. And it's funny, I think because those 3 games that I mentioned went to overtime, people certainly react a little differently than if, let's say, the final score is 5-1, and you don't necessarily have that last call, the overtime winner, the abrupt ending to the game. So I've been lucky enough, again, to work many big events through the years, whether the Stanley Cup final, football and baseball playoff games, some bowl games back in the day. But, this one certainly has to be right up there. This recent stretch in Milan. Our TNT hockey crew had the Ovechkin record-breaking goal last April. I called the Bautista home run back in 2015. Those are 2 of the events that I get asked about the most, but I think that will change after the events in Milan over the last few weeks.
Might be the next book, in fact, if it works.
A couple of people have mentioned that, so I may have to start putting some ideas together.
Kenny, we obviously felt the tension watching at home, right? Like just every moment you bring up the overtime games and the women struggling to just get a goal and really just to get the puck down to the other side of the net so they could get the goalie off, right? Like we all felt every ounce of that. As a broadcaster, as someone who's been there a number of times, is there tension? Is it as simple as I'm just calling a game the same way that I would if it was a Rangers game in the middle of the season? Like, what is that feeling like when, for the rest of the world, the tension is gripping?
Yeah, it's a great question. On one hand, you're just calling the game, like we all have hundreds and thousands of times, all of the reps starting with those Baltimore Skipjack games back in 1990. But it's obviously on a huge stage, whether it's the overtime against Sweden to stay alive, whether it's the gold medal game trailing 1-0 with just over 2 minutes left, whether it's the men's gold medal game, which is heading down the stretch towards overtime, a couple of power plays late in that game. So, you definitely feel the magnitude of it, but when you're in the moment, I'm calling the game. It's funny, I didn't really feel nervous or any extra pressure leading up to that game or during, but I just remember all of us being so ramped up. My color analysts, Eddie Olczyk and Brian Boucher, did an unbelievable job. Catherine Tappan with the interviews, Mike Tirico, who was the host. Everybody was at the top of their game, and you know how meaningful it is. You know how many millions of people are watching. But, like I said, on the other hand, you're calling the game, just like we all have over the last, 20, 30 plus years.
Kenny Albert is with us here on GCR after he called, obviously, the Olympic hockey tournaments for NBC. Kenny, I wonder, too, like, when you go through this, do you think ahead at all? Do you have that, hey, I need to nail this call if the U.S. wins the gold medal? Is it just whatever happens, just describe what happened? Like, do you think about all of that in preparing for a gold medal game?
You do think about it, and I've thought about it leading up to Stanley Cup games when one of the teams is in position to clinch. I'm not one that necessarily writes out, scripts out a couple of sentences or a paragraph. I think that's a little too forced at times.
Mm-hmm.
But you do want to have a couple of words and phrases in your mind. For example, when the Tampa Bay Lightning won in 2021, and I was calling it on NBC, I threw out some words and phrases earlier in the day, and it was their second consecutive cup.
Yep.
So I used, as the time was winding down, lightning strikes twice. The
Right.
Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup. Now, as far as the goal calls, when it goes to overtime,
Throw everything out.
you don't know what the situation is going to be.
Right.
Will it be a breakaway? Will it be a deflection? So you can't really script a goal call. But I did think about it, earlier in the day and in the days leading up to it. Again, I didn't want to script anything out, but I did feel like I needed, if the U.S. won, to include something about the Miracle team in 1980. The fact that it was the first in 46 years since then. So I called the goal, which, everybody has seen or heard. And then I paused and I referenced, Jack Hughes scoring the goal. I referenced the golden goal, since it was the goal that won the gold medal. Then I paused and I did say, and this was the part that I had thought about a little bit. I said, for the first time since the Miracle in 1980, the United States takes the gold.
Yeah.
So that part of it I thought about. It wasn't necessarily written down, but I just wanted to include, I felt it was important to include that in the call, referencing the Miracle on Ice team in 1980.
And obviously,
the last.
you nailed it. You nailed it. It was perfect. It was wonderful. I also wonder, too, as, like, your guys are there with the team, and I thought it was really cool, like, watching both the guys and girls interact with, like, Catherine, right? And, like, it felt like, in a way, you guys were kind of part of it, and referencing, Eddie and his emotions that you could sense were very real. How much of that did you feel that, like, not to say that you were on the team. I understand it doesn't work that way, but how much did you feel that, like, it was important and what it meant to them, and that you all were telling this story and how important that was to them and all of their families?
Right, and here's the thing. If Canada won either of those games, we're still going to have an exciting call and give them,
Yep.
the absolute credit that would have been due. So as far as the broadcast, we're right down the middle, throughout the game, pointing out great things that are done by both teams. But as far as the question, yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, first of all, on the men's side, we're around these NHL players all the time, so we have a relationship, all of us, myself, Eddie, Boosh, Catherine, with a lot of the players on the team, the coaches. Mike Sullivan's the coach of the Rangers, so I'm around him all the time, during the NHL season. I know some of the players pretty well. And on the women's side, we did all the games, all 7. So we talked to the coach, John Wroblewski, before every game. We went to practices, so you get to know the players a little bit. But we worked all 7 of the women's games and then all 6 of the men's USA games. So we were around them pretty frequently, or, at least from afar, calling the games, and did have a chance to chat with many of them. As far as Eddie, and we talked about this throughout the Olympics, his feeling of pride, having represented the United States as a 17-year-old back in 1984, the first Olympics after the 1980 Miracle on Ice. And he was so emotional. I looked over at him after the goal was scored. He had tears in his eyes, and I know how much it meant to him. He talked about it on our games throughout the Olympics, the fact that Canada is the biggest rival in the minds of U.S. hockey players, and he was so proud to be in the building and be on the call when they finally got it done.
Can you wrap your head around what this means for the sport, what this means for hockey in our country? Like, have you had a second to think about it? Like, the love affair, obviously, that we continue to this day to have with the 1980 team, that's never gone away, but those guys weren't turning around and going back and playing, to the point 3 nights later, and you're calling a game on TNT. Have you been able to sort of wrap around like what these 2 weeks have meant for all of hockey moving forward?
Right. I mean, you're right. It was different in '80. A lot of those guys did join NHL teams, a week, 2 weeks after the Olympics, the teams that drafted them, but they weren't playing in the NHL before that, so it was a lot different. I was 12 years old in 1980, and I remember watching the game, and I was playing hockey, skating at a local rink prior to that, but I remember the boon in the numbers, after that Olympic experience for the United States. I think 3 or 4 times as many kids started showing up at the rink after that. So hopefully this has a similar effect. With social media and technology these days, back then the game was on delayed tape on a Friday night. It wasn't even shown live. But now I feel like it lives on. Not only did people watch the game live on Sunday, but the highlights are everywhere.
Yep.
So hopefully, young boys and girls continue to watch the highlights of those games and see the interviews and some of the things the players are doing. And, hopefully it does lead to increased numbers as far as kids who play the game and watch the game. And, I know the NHL, their marketing slogan now is now we're all going for the silver, meaning the Stanley Cup. So we have the playoffs coming up, and hopefully it's a tremendous time for the sport of hockey.
All right, 2 quick ones because I know you got a million of these to do, Kenny. But one, look, the U.S. won. They played by the rules, and 3-on-3 is exciting as hell as far as hockey is concerned. But what's your official take on whether or not maybe in like a gold medal game it should be 5-on-5 for a little bit longer and try to get a winner that way?
In a perfect world, probably. Yeah. Maybe even 4-on-4, which is what it was in 2010 when Sidney Crosby scored the golden goal. I love the 3-on-3 overtime during the regular season in the NHL. It's exciting for the broadcasters, for the fans, but there's a reason why they don't do it in the playoffs. Now, I understand why they do it at the Olympics because sometimes there are 4 games in a day, and you don't want them going on forever. So, that's for others to decide, but it certainly was exciting how it all played out, during the overtime games we've talked about in Milan.
And then where are you with, should Capitals fans be maybe, embracing this a little bit longer? What's your gut tell you about whether or not Alex Ovechkin's going to keep playing past this season?
Yeah, it's a good question. I know he has intimated that he wants to play in Russia, finish the career, for a year in his home country at some point. It's just remarkable, what he's done not only throughout his career, but these last couple of seasons at his age. And I was so fortunate to be there when he scored .895, and then we also had number 900 this year on TNT back in November. So, for the fans of the Capitals and the NHL, hopefully he sticks around for another year or two, but I guess only Alex and his inner circle would know the answer to that, but I certainly hope he does.
Kenny Albert, an amazing job you and the entire crew did. I mean, it was just, God, it was incredible. You nailed every ounce of it. Happy for you, and know we're going to be seeing a lot of you in the coming weeks and months as we move towards the playoffs on TNT. Always appreciate you taking time for us back here. Thanks so much for doing this, man.
Thanks, Glenn. Really appreciate it. And to the listeners who remember the days of the Skipjacks back in the early 1990s.
You're not going to sing the song, are you? You're not going to do it.
I'm not going to sing the song, but I send regards and such great memories. And that song did play 9 times in one period. I could say we because I was part of the team. We scored 9 goals. The Skipjacks scored 9 goals in the first period against Hershey. And it was like the song was on a loop for the entire first period.
Kenny Albert. Amazing job he did calling hockey. Really, I mean, absolutely nailed it. And the moments that were just so massive. Appreciate him taking the time for us today after getting back in and now getting right back into the swing of things with the NHL season back underway. We are winding down for a Friday edition of the program. When we come back in, we'll get a tidbit, we'll get Tubular, and one of the stars of Shoresy.
What?
One of my favorite shows. I love Shoresy so much. Jordan Nolan, a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Lots of hockey today. He'll be joining us next. It is a Friday edition of Glenn Clark Radio. Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, ICAR Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
The weather's getting cooler, so when you and your family are picking out a place to dine, be it lunch or dinner, let's make it nice and easy. Now, with 2 great locations, the Costas Inn remains your #1 destination. Whether you want to get steamed crabs in the full Costas menu out at the original location at 4100 North Point Boulevard, or sample the complete menu minus the steamed crabs at the new location above the grandstand at the Timonium Racetrack. Costas is your place to go. Check out the website, CostasInn.com, for a look at the menu, and if you want to plan that crab feast, call 410-477-1975. The Costas Inn.
Get in the game with Volo Sports. With over 15 sports to choose from, join a league or grab a Volo membership for discounted play, free daily pickups, fitness classes, and exclusive events. But the best part? A portion of every league fee helps the Volo Kids Foundation provide free sports to over 5,000 kids across Baltimore City each year. Don't miss out. Early pricing for the winter season ends December 12th. Final registration deadline is January 15th. Sign up now at volosports.com/Baltimore.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Pressbox is available now. On the cover, Dave Ginsburg chats with Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. about his life now at the age of 65, his role with the Orioles ownership group, and much more. Also inside, Bill Ordine helps us learn more about new Ravens head coach Jesse Minter. Luke Jackson finds out about new Orioles slugger Pete Alonso from those who have played with him, and we meet college lacrosse players from programs all across the area. Pressbox is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region, including your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps.
At Live, we want to say thanks to our community with our biggest giveaway yet. Thanks a Million free slot play giveaway. Join us every Friday in February for your chance to win a share of $1 million in free play, including a grand prize of $75,000 in free play. You could be one of 25 winners each week. So what are you waiting for? Thanks a Million, only at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland at Arundel Mills. Must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
All right, back in here on GCR as we continue along on a what's going on over here? I don't. It looked a little suspicious.
A little like an elderly person.
A little bit like
Needed
somebody helping their grandfather out a little bit. Now, to be fair, Stan did not ask Griffin to walk to the bathroom with him.
No.
Did not ask that.
He was coming close to, though.
I yelled for him to wipe me, but it helped.
When my dad's dad was at the end of his life, I do remember at one point he just couldn't zipper himself up. He just couldn't. He went to the bathroom by himself fine, and he just couldn't zipper himself up, and he just didn't. You know, like he's a prideful man, you know, like he doesn't. So he's sort of like standing with the door of the bathroom kind of like the edge of it is open just to see who's walking by. It was like a day the entire family was over at his house and figure out who he could ask with this problem. And I don't know if I was his first choice, but like I think given some of the other, like I think some of my cousins had walked by and. Maybe like, you know.
This went on for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, he's sort of, and finally he says, Glenn. I said, what, Pop? He said, come in here. And I was like, sure, you know. Like, I don't know what to do. And I just looked down. I'm like, do you need me to zipper you up, Pop? He said, could you? I said, yeah, it's fine. Pop, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Old age is creeping old age.
Oh, man. But, I think it's a harrowing thought. I understand. Let's get a tidbit. Tidbit is brought to you today. Well, it's brought to you by the Costas Inn. No shows for you this week, correct, Stan?
That is correct. Monday I will probably do something with Luke Jackson, and then I'm in Florida.
Obviously, headed down to spring training. But as always, Stan Show is brought to you by the Costas Inn with 2 great locations. The OG on North Point Boulevard in Dundalk, and the newer location open at the Grandstand in Timonium. Great specials every night at the Costas Inn. Whether it's crab cake night or steak night, they've got something for you, and it's the Costas Inn. I don't feel like we should have to tell you that much more about it. What you got for tidbits?
Connor Griffin is trying to make the team for the Red Sox and try to start on opening
You mean
day.
the Pirates?
Or the Pirates? Yeah, sorry. Jeez, who was I thinking of? I guess I was thinking Roman Anthony.
Connor with a K.
You were just trying to catch me.
Yeah.
You were just trying to see if I was listening.
Yeah.
I was.
Well,
I
after he had to
Yeah.
help his grandfather a second ago, now he was.
Now he
I
has
needed
the
your
senior
help.
moment.
I needed your help. So he's trying to become the first teenager to play in an MLB game since 2018.
2018?
Yes.
A teenager in 2018.
First teenage position player.
What's that?
Position player.
Position player.
So that's after Bryce Harper. That's after Manny Machado.
2018.
Was a teenager.
That's 8 years ago. So this person is 27 now, or
26, yeah.
27
Or
now.
Surprised I just don't know who is. Soto?
yes, Juan Soto
Okay.
would be the
Soto,
last
that's a
teenager
good
to
get,
play in.
Glenn.
Be
Very
the last
good
teenager
get.
to play in baseball, and he would be the youngest player to, or be the first teenager since 1989 to make his MLB debut on opening day.
I'm sorry, what's this?
1989.
First teenager to make his
Bob
MLB.
Horner?
No, 1989.
Okay. Wasn't Bob Horner back in the 80s?
Was he 89? I thought he went further back.
He may not have been a teenager. He may just not have
Ken
been.
Griffey Jr.?
That was Ken Griffey Jr. So he would be the
Two good
first
gets,
teenager
Glenn. Where'd you pull
to
those
start on
out of
opening
your-
day since.
I literally stared up into the air and I don't know how that. I'm just
Bob-
trying to think of guys that were young.
That's
I don't
very
know.
good.
Bob Horner did debut as a teenager in 1978
Why didn't you have him as part of the tidbit?
because it wasn't the most recent.
What's that?
He wasn't the most
He
recent.
hates Bob Horner.
I
How do you
also-
not
I also hate
understand
Bob Horner,
that?
yeah,
He
also.
personally
What did he
hates
do
I don't like the guy.
Bob
What
Horner.
did he do to you?
I do not like the guy. I mean, oh,
Is
sorry,
that-
no, he was. He was actually 20. He was 21 actually. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, he
I can't do math.
doesn't even count.
No, yeah, he doesn't count. That's why he wasn't on the list, Stan.
Yeah, wasn't
now,
a teenager.
That's
Take
a good
that.
explanation.
Yeah.
All right, is that it?
I've got an NBA one. You want to do it?
The hell, we're here.
So Con Knipple had his 9th game of the season earlier this week, where he scored both 25 points and made 5 3-pointers.
9th game of the season with 25 points, where he made 5.
Wait, sorry, he had another game later in the week where he did it again. So now he has the record for most games by a rookie with 25 points, 5 3-pointers made.
Okay. So the question is, what are the
who are
rookies?
the top 5? Yeah, most of these games by a rookie.
Kobe?
Who rounds out, or who are the top 6? We'll do the top 6.
Kobe?
Not Kobe.
So that you want to say Steph Curry, but I don't know that he did that as a rookie.
Steph Curry is the record he broke, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Steph Curry had 9, and that is who Con Knipple tied and then eventually broke this week.
Wait a
for
minute,
the,
Kobe
for the
has,
Charlotte Hornets.
I mean,
Kobe's
Steph
not on the
Curry
list.
had 9?
Yeah.
Didn't you just say this guy has 9?
Has 10
He has 10.
Oh, he
he
has
10 now.
now
Yeah,
10.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steph Curry.
I missed
Con
Did it
Knipple. You
again.
should like Con Knipple. He went to Duke.
Yeah, he's your guy.
Yeah.
Did he do it?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
who
who
it's
did
based
it.
around.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
My hearing
It's all right. Klay Thompson.
No, not Klay Thompson.
Damian Lillard.
No Dame.
James Harden.
No Harden.
The only context we have is they made 5 3-pointers.
25 points as a rookie, yeah. Multiple games of this, most. And who has done it the most. They're all but one are active in the top 6.
How about Who's the guy the Wizards just acquired?
Trae Young. That's
Center?
not bad.
Trae Young is on the list. Yes.
Okay, but how about
7.
the center that they acquired?
No, not Anthony Davis.
Not Anthony Davis, but Trae Young.
Trae Young is on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
On the scoreboard there.
Yeah, right. Russ.
No Russ.
KD.
No KD.
LeBron.
No LeBron.
Oscar Robertson.
Not
Said most of them are active. I don't think Oscar.
All but one are active.
And they didn't have 3-pointers.
Yeah, they did. That's a good point too. Damn.
You do know. Well done naming another Hornet.
Could have
and
been
getting
here
it
for
right.
a long
Yeah, that was.
time.
How about the guy who was broke his ankle with the Celtics?
No.
You know who I'm talking about? His first game with the Celtics?
Hayward?
Hayward?
No, not Gordon Hayward.
No.
No other Hornets on the list.
All right. Jalen Brunson.
No Jalen Brunson. He is on the top team in the East, though, right now.
How about Booker?
Cade Cunningham?
Cade Cunningham had 7 such of these games.
Booker's a good Devin guess. Booker?
No Devin Booker. The other one is inactive.
Luka?
Not Luka.
Inactive. I don't know who's inactive. That would require me to know what's going on in the NBA right now.
Well, he retired. He's retired. It's not.
Oh,
that's
so
not what
we've gotten all the active players.
Yes.
The guy
Oh,
with the
okay.
Mavericks?
Dirk?
No, not
Dirk Nowitzki?
His rookie year was 96, 97.
96, 97. Allen Iverson?
AI is
Wow.
the answer, yeah. See what I did there?
All right, very good. Very good. Here's what's coming up Tubular this weekend. Tubular is brought to you by Live Casino and Hotel. Today and tomorrow, your final chances to win your share of $1 million in free slot play. If you're a Live Rewards member, this is it. Live Casino and Hotel. Find out more by going to livech.com. Must be present to win for these final drawings in their month of giving at Live Casino and Hotel.
You get $1 million.
You don't get you get your share of it. They've given out a total of $1 million this month
Of
in free slot play.
So
Correct.
you might get like $500
That's the way that it works.
Do you get a cash buyout?
You will have to ask the folks at Live Casino and Hotel, Stan.
I'm going to ask Griffin. Griffin, do you get a buyout?
Here's what's coming up totally tubular this weekend. No TV for the Orioles today. There is an audio broadcast if you're an MLB TV subscriber as they take on the Pirates. Shane Baz and Mitch Keller, the pitching matchup there. CIAA tournament semifinals get underway at noon at CFG Bank Arena. All of that on ESPN+. On Monumental 2, UMBC Towson Lacrosse tonight, 6 o'clock. And tomorrow, lots going on. The Orioles are back on TV tomorrow, 105 against
Atlanta.
Correct. Spencer Strider and Kyle Bradish, the pitching matchup there. Maryland and Michigan women tomorrow, 2:30 on Fox. Towson Hoops. They got to win.
They did, I guess.
Counts.
Does it matter?
Counts. They got to win last night. Boy, did they need it. And it was very
Yeah, but
hairy.
they needed two wins. They needed two wins.
Who was it? Was it Doumbia who got the hoop at the end?
Yes, it was. Jack Doumbia.
God bless. But Towson hosts Campbell tomorrow, 2 o'clock on Monumental 2. What else is going on tomorrow? Navy women's lacrosse is playing at 9:30 in the morning tomorrow against Florida, which is a big game in order to get it on TV, so it can be on CBS Sports Network. The CIA Men's Championship is at 4 o'clock on ESPNU tomorrow. The Women's Championship is at 1 on ESPN+. Loyola Colgate Lacrosse at noon on ESPN+. Navy BU Lacrosse at noon. Colgate Hopkins Women's Lacrosse at noon. Loyola Penn Women's Lacrosse at 1. The WL Championship. So the PLL Championship Series starts this weekend. Unfortunately, go ahead. Not participating. Unfortunately, they were not one of the top teams from last year. But the Maryland,
We'll be back.
the Maryland Charm are involved for the WLL Championship Series. They play the New York Charging. You're working on something for that? You're working on it? We'll get there eventually. UMBC Hoops, they win tomorrow. They clinch the America East regular season title. They're on the road at UMass Lowell after they won last night. That's tomorrow, 2 o'clock, to try to win the regular season title. Loyola Hoops at Holy Cross tomorrow at 2. Hopkins, Virginia Lacrosse tomorrow at 3. Navy Basketball hosts Colgate at 4. They've already wrapped up the Patriot League regular season title. Coppin State hosts Norfolk State at 4:30. All of that bunch of games that I just told you is on ESPN+. Morgan's at home tomorrow at 4 o'clock against Howard. Maryland Lacrosse hosts Notre Dame tomorrow. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah, for a Maryland team.
TV?
Unfortunately, it is not.
What?
It's a Big Ten Network Plus. That is a
What, do you have to
bummer.
pay extra
Yep,
for
that is
that?
a bummer. Or you go down to College Park because they're doing the men's game and the women's game in the stadium tomorrow. So it's a doubleheader day. The women taking on Princeton. That's a good one at 3 o'clock afterwards. Everything else tomorrow, go to GlennClarkRadio.com. Sunday, Orioles Red Sox on Masson again, 105. We don't know who's pitching for the Orioles yet, but Ranger Suarez is throwing for the Red Sox. Fox Sports 1 on Sunday for Rutgers, Maryland at noon, if you are a glutton for that type of thing.
That would seem like that might be Bassett's debut.
Ooh, that would make some sense for it to be Bassett. Anything non-sports wise that stands out this weekend?
Season 8 of Netflix's Formula One Drive to Survive.
I probably won't spend any time with that.
Why not?
Don't think that's going to make the cut.
Paul McCartney documentary on Prime Video. Paul McCartney, Man on the Run. So it's about his life after the Beatles. That.
Okay.
Have you guys seen the ABA?
I'm on episode 2 right now of the ABA. It's
weird.
Soul
Power,
it's
right?
good. Yeah, it's good.
I heard it's great.
It also just looks like it's from the 90s. Like the way it's presented looks like an older documentary.
And it's back in the 70s.
Yes, of course.
Mid-70s.
But yes, Aaron Manfra recommended that to me, and I said I'll spend some time with it, and I'm on to episode 2. So I think it's 4 parts, if I remember correctly.
I think it's 4 parts. I haven't watched it yet. I heard it's great, though.
That's Prime. I believe that's on Prime.
Is Rick Barry pretty
yes,
prominent?
Very prominent in it, as you would expect.
Pat Boone?
Pat Boone is very prominent in it. Spencer Haywood is obviously very prominent.
George McGinnis?
I don't remember. Now, again, I'm only 1 episode in.
Right.
But I don't remember George McGinnis.
Dan
Issel, very prominent. Right. Very prominent.
He was supposed to be a Baltimore Claw. Did you know that?
I don't think I knew that story, actually.
I knew that. They were.
And that's the team that ended up in. Yes, correct. I did. Yep, I did know that.
And they talked Skip Wise into leaving Clemson, and then the team folded.
I don't even need to watch the documentary now. I just talk to Stan.
Nah.
I know more than the documentary.
It's very good. It's very good. I didn't. Because I didn't live through it.
Dr. J's, of
yeah,
course,
correct.
right.
Dr. J is a massive part of it. Because I didn't live through it, I did not know how much they screwed things up in the process. Like, I did not know all the details of like how they screwed up Lou Alcindor. I didn't know how they had screwed up. I was learning a lot in watching this documentary.
Where'd they screw up Lou Alcindor? They
Married
almost
by
had him
Yes,
coming into
correct,
the league.
Correct.
All right, I guess I'll watch
Who
it.
would he have played for? Did they know?
I don't remember now. I don't remember.
DTF St. Louis with the.
Bob
the
Costas
Night of
is
the Seven
involved,
Kids.
right? He was the play-by-play announcer
correct.
for the St. Louis Spirit.
Correct.
Finale of
Were they the St. Louis Spirit or the Spirit of St. Louis?
I don't remember.
That'd be cool if they just named themselves Spirit of
Hang
St.
on a
Louis.
second. Hang on a second.
But the finale of Night of Seven Kingdoms
just
last
Spirit,
week,
Spirits of St. Louis.
new HBO show.
All right.
That's a
All right.
cool name.
Is DTF St.
DTF
Louis.
St. Louis.
I don't know anything about
it.
It looks
It's David
interesting.
Harbour and
Bateman.
Yes.
And Linda Cardellini.
Everybody says it's great. I will spend time with it.
The trailer makes no sense.
It does not
I'm
make a lot of
confused
sense. It looks like they're all depressed.
Yeah,
like-
and so they're like all obviously middle age. I was gonna say old. I said middle age.
Thank
Does
you.
that work? Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
I think
it's
they're
like
all older than I am,
And it's an
I think.
app. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, and it's an app that the app is called DT. So it's like a dating app.
David
it's called
Harbour is
DTF.
50.
and it's based in St. Louis.
Jason Bateman's 57.
Holy cow! Really?
I would have not have guessed
Get
that.
old quickly.
It does happen. And Linda Cardellini is 50. So they are
70,
confirmed.
I'm
all.
74.
You don't look a day over 72.
Three.
Yeah. You don't look
I say 72
all the time.
I'm going to watch DTF St. Louis. I will spend time with that. And then the guy from Heated Rivalry is hosting SNL,
Yeah, so
right?
Connor Story on SNL along with Mumford and Sons.
Oh, all right. Very good. Very good. I have not watched Heated Rivalry.
Yeah, I guess I need to.
I watched 2
check it
episodes of it. Just
Is it
not
is
doing
it just
You
the
love it?
gay sex like what the?
I'm
not. If it's a good show, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch it if it's a good
That's not
show.
what bothers me or anything. It's just not that interesting.
Okay.
I
get the sense that it's.
Is it the length of the penises? Is that what bothers you, Stan?
No. I said
Griffin
that's
is
not what's
really
part of
going
the
after it.
sexual aspect.
Griffin is just really.
He's really
really
it's like
going for it today.
It's like a pit bull.
Going for it
Little
today.
like a pit
It's those get those jelly beans in
I
him.
know.
You watched
Jeez.
the
I think it's
Night
wearing off
Agent?
finally.
No, what's the Night Agent?
What
What
the
is it?
movie
This
or
is
is
its
that?
third season.
What is
Oh,
the
it's a
Night
show.
Agent?
It's about a guy who works like at the White House or some intelligence agency, and he answers the phone late at night and gets these emergency cases.
Huh.
Well, yeah.
It's Netflix. All right. I hadn't even heard of it. All right. I might put that on the list. Stan the Fan, you're headed down to Florida next week.
Headed down to Florida.
So I'm expecting some dispatches at PressBoxOnline.com.
And I'll be happy to jump on with you.
We will figure out a time to make that work for sure.
And then there's a story that I'm taking over Fridays.
This is a we revisit in baseball season conversation, and we will see where we are when we get the start of Orioles season. I'm not. Nothing is set in stone. Everything is just a. I'm here today, as I said yesterday. I'm here today because I was at WBAL yesterday.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I've been working Fridays at WBAL, and so it's
crazy.
It's just nuts. It's just a lot going on.
I'm there.
I appreciate that.
I'm there.
All right. Thanks today to Stan, of course. Thanks to Kenny Albert, and one more guest who you're about to hear from, who I am a big fan of his show, Jordan Nolan from Shoresy. We'll get all that up in the greatest hits section of the.
He doesn't like me. Jordan Nolan?
That actually was very personal.
The Jordan Nolan doesn't like
Is
Stan.
he married to Katie Nolan?
No, not related. I don't think. Yeah.
That's not good for Jordan.
Well, I mean, sure. Katie Nolan's great. I don't disagree with that. Jordan Nolan might have a lovely wife as well, though, Stan.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She's probably not as lovely.
That might be. You might be right about that.
Nick Jonas and Ethan Hawke are on Fallon.
Tab at GlennClarkRadio.com. The Bat Around Sunday night with Zach and Paul, and then we'll be back on Monday. Anything? Stuff and things?
Yeah,
Stuff and things. Thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners, including Live Casino and Hotel, the Costas Inn, your Baltimore area High's Dairy Stores, Leading Edge Auto Body, Volo Sports, Nick's Fish House, 1-800-GAMBLER, HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, CountySports.zone, your local Toyota dealer, BuyAToyota.com.
Power rankings coming up.
Ooh.
Be a mock next week, and then when the season starts, they will
find those at PressBoxOnline.com. Excellent.
Brought to you by Warnken Law.
Excellent. And, of course, follow him at Stan the Fan. Have a great weekend. Go all the local teams. Duke sucks. Today, to wrap up the show, I talk about Shoresy all the time. I love Shoresy. I love Letterkenny. And our next guest is a 3-time Stanley Cup champion who has transitioned into the world of acting with playing one of the gyms, gym number 3, on Shoresy. New season available right now on Hulu. He is Jordan Nolan. Jordan, it's Glenn here in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Dude, is there a time when you look at a script and you just say to yourself, that's so ungodly funny, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get through this scene?
It's hard, it's hard. You see the script, you see the lines, and, obviously you're reading it thinking, that's going to be a fun one. But I think until you get there with the personalities, and now that I've gotten to know the cast, obviously one of the gyms is my brother, the other one's Nasty Marassi. You know them on a personal level. To watch them kind of act and say these silly lines, and especially Hitch, who's played by Terry Ryan, he's a character. So to watch these guys kind of find their flow on set, it's funny to see.
But the gyms are all supposed to kind of be like straight men, right? Like, how is the breaking during shooting? Like, do you have to do these scenes 3 to 4 times because you can't help yourself but to just start busting out laughing?
Yeah, we definitely do it a lot. I feel like they kind of, they might get more of the actors on the first few takes. And so by the time it gets to our take and we're on camera, it might be take, 16. So right now we're locked in, we're ready to go. And, we're kind of hoping to get through it as quick as possible because you don't want to be the one to mess up.
Jordan, what this opportunity for you? Can you walk me through, like, from your career as a hockey player? Is this something that you had a thought that you wanted to do, that you had any idea might be possible? And what has it meant to you to be a part of something that's so, I mean, beloved, I want to say like folk status when it comes to Shoresy?
Yeah, I was playing hockey and, kind of coming to the end of my career. I had 2 young girls at home and kind of got sick of traveling and just going through the grind of trying to play in the NHL. But I finished up. It was during COVID. I got hired by the LA Kings to be an ambassador. I signed up for schooling, went back to school to be certified as a firefighter. And then my brother got a random email from the people of Letterkenny saying we're starting a new show called Shoresy. It's a hockey show. We'd love to be part of it. We need you guys for 6 days only. And we probably thought it was a fake email or someone kind of pulling our legs. So I said, why not? Let's try something new. It's only 6 days of work, so really, how bad can it be? And if we suck, and then it's not a big deal, and it's fun to be a part of. So those 6 days have turned into 5 seasons now. We're on a Shoresy tour playing against former NHL players and alumni.
That's cool.
So it's been it's from where it was, a few years ago to where it is now on Hulu. It's pretty exciting.
Jordan Nolan is with us, star of Shoresy new season, available now on Hulu. Jordan, I have to ask the question, has the nation of Canada recovered yet? Is everybody okay? Is it still mourning here on a Friday at this point, 5 days later? What do things look like?
Yeah, it's tough days here in Canada. Lots of people down that day, third goal or shootout goal, and that's what we're hoping for. I think up here in Canada, we've realized and have known for a long time now that the U.S. is starting to come on, and these other countries are starting to kind of grow their game and develop their youth hockey. So it's kind of no shock that U.S. has been doing very well lately, and I think we kind of take that for granted up here in Canada. I know we think it's our game, but these other countries are getting stronger and stronger. So I think it makes better for storylines, and it forces Canada kind of to get back and find their game.
Is the rivalry as much as we all think it is? Like I think for years we've been told, hey, this is kind of one-sided, right? Like you're just the little brother down here in the States. Is there more to the rivalry? Is there more maybe like hatred, or does this maybe create it moving forward because the U.S. finally beat Canada in something that really mattered?
I don't know. I don't know if there's hatred. I think it's just we feel like Canada hockey has always been our game up here in Canada, and we have dominated for a long time. So I think we just want to see these games and want to see who's better. It has nothing else to do but just purely hockey, and we feel like we've had the best players for a long time. And like I said before, we're starting to see these other teams and countries get better and better. So it makes for good storylines. It makes for entertainment, and that's really what we want to see. We want to see a feisty game against Canada versus U.S., and that's what we got. So it's going to make for exciting time next Olympics.
Are you of the belief that if Sidney Crosby had played, this would have been a different result?
We all love Sidney Crosby here. He's been a true leader for our country for a long time, and sometimes in those games where it's one game to decide it all, it's really anyone could take it. You need a strong goaltending. You need a few bounces to go your way. And if we would have if we would have hit that open net, if we would have scored in a few of those breakaways, it would be a different story. But that's usually what the losers say, right? Bounce or two goes our way.
That does tend to be.
But it was a fun game, though. Fun game.
And for those that don't, because I think the story of Connor Hellebuck is maybe the coolest story that came out of this, which is someone who had been knocked for his performances in big games, right? Like who had struggled in the playoffs. How amazing was that to you for that dude to put that together in that spot?
Definitely. I think, playing the NHL myself and winning championships and being part of great teams, it's nice to see a guy kind of get rewarded. He's playing the NHL for a long time, hasn't won a Stanley Cup yet. So to see some of these guys get to experience that championship feeling, it's great for the game, and hopefully, some of these guys can bring it back to their NHL teams and keep that going. And that's what we want to see. We want to see guys enjoy the Stanley Cups, the gold medals, and it's anything to help kind of grow the game and make our game better.
Your thoughts on the 3-on-3 in overtime at the Olympics?
Yeah, I didn't love it. I thought maybe in the gold medal game they'd go back to the 5-on-5.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just those are the rules, and I'm sure if it went our way, we'd be happy to see it. But I do like to see 5-on-5 overtime in the gold medal game, regardless of who would have won. I think it makes it more for it makes the game feel more complete than kind of a skill game in the last game.
We can actually agree on this. Like it takes nothing away. The U.S. won fair and square. Those are the rules. That's the way it works. But I actually agree with you. I think it should be 5-on-5 in the gold medal. I think you should try to play hockey for as long as you possibly can before you take guys off the ice at that point. I have this theory, and we see the storyline, this season with the EU, which was wonderful on Shoresy. But I just feel like Jared can turn this, like never say the word Olympics once, but just like turn this into the storyline for season 6 of we lost to the U.S. for the gold medal. Like I just feel like there is a brilliant season that can come out of this moving forward.
I think so. I think Jared. He's a brilliant writer. He knows what he wants. He knows what sells, and we really don't hear too much about it. His thought process. He kind of probably locks himself in his room and writes this back and watches the gold medal game like all of us. So I'm sure that game maybe changed some of his thoughts moving forward, and maybe we'll see Canada versus U.S. senior hockey game in Sudbury. So who knows?
Oh, that would be so great. God, that would be so great. The Blueberry Bulldogs. Jordan Nolan, new season of Shoresy is available right now on Hulu. Jordan, thank you for taking the time for us. We love the show. Appreciate you doing this, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.